This is one of the wildest, most baffling stories in modern cricket. We're looking at a player who is, without a doubt, an absolutely elite, winning captain, but at the same time seems to have completely forgotten how to be an elite batter. This is the paradox of Suryakumar Yadav.
And this, right here, this captures the whole mystery in just two numbers. On one side, you've got an insane 84.4% win rate for Team India with him as captain. That's legendary stuff. But then, look at the other side. His own batting average in 2025 has just cratered to a shocking 15.07. Seriously, how can both of these things be true at the exact same time?
To really get our heads around this, you have to look at his career as two completely separate stories. It's almost like he's two different players. First, there was the incredible, meteoric rise, and then, well, the sudden and dramatic fall.
So let's hit rewind for a second. Between 2020 and the end of 2023, Suryakumar, or as everyone calls him, SKY, was literally on top of the world. An average over 45 in T20 internationals, that is just phenomenal. He was the ICC T20I Cricketer of the Year, the guy no bowler on the planet had an answer for. He was untouchable.
And then, this. An average of just 15.07 in 2025. It's not just a dip in form, it's an absolute freefall. We are talking about one of the steepest and fastest collapses we've ever seen from an athlete who is at the absolute peak of their game. And this chart, man, it just lays out the story so clearly. Before he got the captaincy, he's a world beater, averaging 43.40. The moment he takes over, boom, it drops to 25.76. And then this year, 2025, it hits rock bottom at 15.07. The trend is impossible to ignore, and it all points back to that one moment he took the leadership job.
So, the million-dollar question is, why? Why did this happen? Well, it turns out it's not just one thing. It's more like a perfect storm of problems all hitting at once.
So what really went wrong here? Well, it's a messy combination of technical issues, tactical problems, and maybe most importantly, a massive psychological weight. After digging in, it seems to come down to 5 key things. First, bowlers finally cracked the code. Second, he doesn't have a clear role in the team anymore. Third, he's dealing with the huge burden of captaincy. That led to him losing his versatility. And finally, it completely changed his mentality at the crease. Okay, clue number 1. He's been figured out. SKY made his name by just destroying bowlers on the leg side with these incredible flicks and pulls. But the opposition did their homework. Now teams have a clear game plan. Bowl short, bowl wide, and take away his biggest strength. It forces him completely out of his comfort zone.
Second, he seems totally confused about his role. Before, he was the guy, the enforcer at number 3 or 4. He knew his job. Now that he's captain, he's moving himself up and down the batting order to fit the team's needs, and that kind of inconsistency makes it almost impossible to get into any kind of rhythm.
And this quote, this is from the man himself, and it really cuts to the core of the mental struggle. He's trying to separate how he feels from the actual results. But this right here is the perfect lead-in to our third clue, the unspoken but immense weight of leadership. This captaincy burden is a very real thing. Think about it. You're not just worrying about your own batting anymore. You're thinking about strategy, who to pick, managing different personalities, dealing with the press. Your brain is just overloaded. And for Sky, the numbers don't lie. A staggering 40.6% drop in his average since he took the job.
Clue number 4 comes from a great observation by former Indian opener Wasim Jaffer. He pointed out that SKI's amazing range of shots has actually shrunk. He became way too dependent on scoring in that one favorite area, behind square. And when you become that predictable, you become so much easier for bowlers to shut down.
And this last clue, this might be the most important one of all. His entire mindset, his whole approach has changed. Sky's brand was this fearless, aggressive style. He took the fight to the bowlers. But the player we see now, he looks cautious, hesitant, almost offensive. That's not just bad form. That's a loss of who he is as a batter.
But here's the real twist in the story. The reason this hasn't blown up into a massive crisis for the team, it's because while he's been struggling, the team has just been winning. And you know what they say? Winning papers over all the cracks. And it's easy to see why his form has been overlooked. Under his leadership, India has been a juggernaut. They're Asia Cup champions, they haven't lost a T20 series, and other players like Abhishek Sharma have stepped up in such a huge way that the captain's failures with the bat just haven't mattered to the final score.
So, where does this all leave us? Well, it all points to one massive question about the future. Because the T20 World Cup is just around the corner, and it's being played on home soil in 2026. The pressure could not be higher. Can he figure this out in time?
This timeline really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? You can see the peak, the moment the decline started, and the absolute rock bottom where he is right now. And looming right there at the end is the World Cup. The clock is definitely ticking.
Which leaves us with the ultimate question, the one that sums up this entire paradox. It seems like the job of being captain is what broke the batter. But can the brilliant, successful leader, the tactical mastermind, find a way to fix the struggling player that lives inside him? In the end, can the captain save the batter?